Weekly vlog number 24. Start off, I've never eaten cereal ever again. I decided to eat cereal the other day, and it kind of sucked. I took a little lactose pill because lactose intolerance kind of makes milk stuff kind of really, really painful if I don't take that lactose pill, and I guess it didn't deal with all the milk that was absorbed by the cereal, so I ended up waking up at midnight in extreme fucking pain, and took 2 hours before I could actually get back to sleep. Then the next day, all day, I had to deal with it until, I guess actually about half the day I had to deal with it. Then I took 2 of the lactose pills again, and just ate a couple ice cream sandwiches to try and make sure I don't get really sick from it, because if you take one of the lactose pills and you don't have enough milk with it, you tend to get sick to your stomach for about an hour. But since I took 2 of them, it stopped all the pain and stuff, but then I was just sick for the entire fucking day because I didn't have anywhere near enough milk from that. But it just sucked so bad, so I've never eaten cereal ever again. It was not good. Next thing is that my chair that I'm sitting in now, the weld on it that broke when my computer was dead, before I got my new gaming computer built up that I'm editing this video on and everything, the area on it that broke off and then had to be re-welded again so I could actually sit in the damn chair. The area just outside around the weld ended up breaking again, so I had to get my dad to weld the thing, and that kind of sucked because I was thinking he was going to forget about it. I had to tell my mom to remind him everything, and I sent him a text when he was at work asking him if he could do that, and I set the chair out in the room. I put pieces of paper on the damn chair so he would remember, because I was asleep at the time that he was going to be getting home and everything, and I was just thinking he was going to forget about it, but he remembered, he welded it for me, and then he just kind of just left it outside the apartment, and I was like, fuck, where's the chair? Is he doing it right now or something? I opened the door, it's like, oh, there it is. I had to get it, bring it in, but it feels brand new. I can't believe how long it has actually been messing up this entire time, but after sitting in it again, after he finally actually welded the thing, I was like, shit, it's been a long fucking time since it actually felt this stable, this sturdy and everything. It's probably going to end up actually being busted again in the future, and I'm probably going to actually need to get it welded again though, but he said the next time if it happens again, he's going to take a fucking washer, some thick fucking washer, then put it on the area where it keeps breaking and weld the washer onto the damn thing to try and strengthen the entire thing a little more so it doesn't break. But it's probably going to break again because the design of chairs was just retarded. You just take this fucking pole, shove it in this small little hole, and you put all the pressure of your weight of the entire chair, this big, it's like pretend this little book is the seat, this is the rod that seat is sitting on, that's all they do. So all the pressure, all the fucking torque from the weight on the seat is going directly into the little piece of metal that's around the top of this, so it just breaks really easily. It's thick metal, I don't know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick steel that's just surrounding that. It's probably even thicker than that. I know it goes up into 2 different spots or something, and despite that, there's just so much pressure going on to those areas just around that center piece where that stupid rod actually goes up, that it's just way too much for the metal to actually withstand, and the design of it is so retarded. Someone needs to come up with some better design, because you cannot really find any chairs online anywhere that truly support more than 250 pounds. They may say, oh, it supports up to 400 pounds, oh, it supports up to 300 pounds or something, and this one supposedly supported up to 375 pounds when I got it. It was marketed towards saying 375 pound support. Oh, okay. I had to replace the fucking wheels within the first few months because those broke really fast, because I weigh 330 pounds, so those wheels broke really fast. I've replaced them. The wheels I got now are starting to get worn out because I've been using them for so damn long. But those aftermarket wheels that I bought are a lot stronger than the ones that came with it, and the ones that came with it, they're basically just little cheapo ones that altogether probably only support around 250 pounds, maybe even less than 250 pounds altogether. They're probably closer to 200 pound support. But then even if you get through the wheels being an issue, then you still have that rod, that bar or whatever at the bottom of the chair, the base of the chair, and that thing, man, there's no way in hell that's going to actually support more than 250 pounds with that same design. You're going to have to get something a hell of a lot stronger just to be able to withstand that much pressure. And it wouldn't be so bad if the design was changed a little so it wasn't directly in the center or something. If you made something that was even 1/4 as strong and you put it at 4 different corners to something on that damn chair underneath, then it wouldn't be able to actually tilt back and forth like that and create a crap load of pressure, and it would be able to support a hell of a lot more weight than just that same thing, the 4 times stronger than the 4 corners right in the center. It's just, the design is stupid. So probably gonna have to get a chair fixed again in the future within the next year, which kind of sucks. At least I don't have to buy a new chair yet. Chairs are retarded. And as with the obvious stuff, I uploaded a video. I don't remember when I uploaded that video, actually. I can check though. I uploaded the video on the 18th, so it was just last Tuesday. And actually, that video shows the new layout and everything, but I didn't care much for the quality of the footage that it showed. It's literally about half as good on YouTube as it is on my computer. I was like, what the fuck? YouTube screwed with it a bit. So I went into Sony Vegas, I created a new custom render setting, and I increased the video quality from 24 megabits per second up to 50 megabits per second, and I ran some tests and everything, and the render time really didn't change. So I'm now actually rendering videos in 50 megabits per second instead of 24 megabits per second. That video I did upload was 24 megabits per second, but YouTube, it looks like they cut it down in half or something. So hopefully increasing the quality 50 megabits per second will actually help it retain some of that quality a bit more. And since it doesn't really increase render time, then, you know, I don't really have to take any longer getting those videos rendered, edited, and everything on my computer. I also ran a quick little test adding Sony levels, which is color levels, which is basically what color correction was on Sony Vegas Platinum 11, which is the program I was using before Sony Vegas Pro Edit 13. And the color leveling or Sony leveling, whatever, it's not actually needed anymore. Like I thought it was. I didn't actually run a test, some stupid reason. When I started doing stuff, I just assumed, hey, it's going to screw it up because MP4 and everything. But I checked it, and it actually looks better without the leveling because it doesn't actually brighten up the dark areas anymore, make it so you can actually see the details in the darkness any more than what it is without that. And that's the reason I used that on Sony Vegas Platinum 11, is because those dark areas without it were just way too dark. You couldn't see details or anything, and it just looked like crap. And when I actually added it when I was using Platinum 11, it made it so the game actually also looked like the proper color, like it was raw footage almost. But now I don't actually need that, which is kind of cool. So I guess it's a different MP4 format or render setting or some shit that's going on in Sony Vegas Pro 13 Edit compared to what it was in Platinum 11, but it just looks a little bit better. So the colors also aren't washed out when I don't use that, and they just looked like they were washed out a bit with it. So quality is going to increase on every playthrough, starting on Skyrim Part 42. Go figure. That number is just a complete coincidence, but just quality improvements, and just everything should turn out amazing. Hopefully, it's going to take a while. Obviously, throughout the Skyrim playthrough, you're going to see quality improvements throughout the entire thing. And some of these are going to be really noticeable at the start. Basically, on the third part, you're going to see, oh, I changed the windows and stuff. And then I improved that when I uploaded that layout video, because I didn't realize that there were a few pixels in the top and left corner and everything of those windows where it was showing background of the game screen basically around it. And I just wanted to make sure those were up against the corner and the top and side of that video as much as possible, so there was no game screen leaking through the edges of that. So those layout presets that I set for each of those windows is also improved. So just trying to perfect everything, refine it all. And that's basically the word I can use, is say refining the method. Because when you start using something new, something no one else is doing, that's using these windows and everything, and trying to actually make quality awesome and trying to make things as perfect as possible, then you don't really have the experience of saying, okay, well, this is exactly how this is supposed to be. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. Just make it that way. You got to actually work your way up to figuring out, okay, how do I refine this? Increase quality one little bit at a time, one step at a time. Do the best that I can all at once, but if this best isn't good enough, well, you got to focus on it, got to obsess about it, and just take a look at it and say, okay, this isn't how I want it. I want it to be better than this. So, okay, we'll see how I can improve that. Improve it. Wow, it's better. Okay, well, now I'm focusing on this other thing. Well, I want to improve that too. Well, okay, let's improve that. And the main focus has actually been my audio. I've been focusing more on my audio, but now that I think I've perfected my audio to the point where I'm actually able to remove almost all the flutter finally, which is awesome, because I entered a second silence area for noise removal process as soon as I start the game up and I get into the game where the fluttering is actually at its peak and everything. I use that silence area and I can remove almost all of the fluttering. That fluttering was noticeable in that video. That was part of the layout video, the little clip from the playthrough. I mean, that was in that because that didn't actually have that silence area inside the game. That was actually made so I can actually try and remove that fluttering. But since I was actually able to go in and say, okay, well, I really did all I can with this audio now, so let's focus on something else and just look at the video quality and obsess about that and see, okay, let's look at all these details. Let's be extremely critical of my video quality to see if I can do anything to improve this, trying to make it the best that I possibly can. I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, I see pixelation, there's fucking pixelation everywhere. I want to remove the pixelation. I didn't notice this before, but I'm noticing it now because I'm focusing on it and I'm not focusing on the audio anymore. So let's go ahead and say, how do I fix this? How do I improve it? So that's what I did by increasing the quality from 25 to 50 megabits per second. Even though Shadowplay is actually set to record at 130 megabits per second, I think that's only for 1440p or 4K 60 frames per second recording or something, because I'm recording at 1080p 60 frames per second and it's only recording at around 45-46 megabits per second. So now that I'm actually rendering stuff as 50 megabits per second, I see really no difference between the game footage and the quality of the raw footage from Shadowplay's recording. Of course, the most noticeable that I did see was in my face cam. My face would go way pixely, like crazy, just almost unrecognizable as a face, basically. So that was really annoying, but it also really doesn't do that anymore now that I got it up to 50 megabits per second. So hopefully everything turns out just great from here on out. Skyrim, it should still turn out as a fine playthrough, a much better one than my original version of it, and 41 parts without all that crap that I'm doing now, all the amazing quality that I finally managed to get up to, where I don't think there's anything else I can do to improve it now. There's still going to be probably another 50 or 60 parts to that playthrough, which I still haven't recorded, and it's possible that it's going to go even as far as 80 more parts. So that's an acceptable thing, and it's not like the quality before it is just shit or anything. It's still pretty good quality. It's just that it's a lot different than what it is now. And since I have been talking about playthroughs, mostly just Skyrim actually, and since I did also mention the playthrough layout video, and I mentioned in that video that I was going to get playthroughs returned by the end of the month, and I have been saying I was going to get playthroughs out this month, Skyrim will start releasing the first 2 parts on Wednesday, the 26th of this month. So just next week. The first part is about 21.5 minutes, and the second part is about 20 minutes. Both of those will release on the same day. Then after that, they're going to start trying to be around 10 minutes per video, though obviously they're going to sometimes go up to around 15 minutes or something because of the new method. Kind of makes timing video length a little hard, plus just ending the video at specific points is also kind of more of a dynamic process rather than static, because sometimes it could be in a conversation, sometimes I could be in a specific battle, and I don't want to just stop and end the combat or end the stuff that's going on and just continue it on the next video. I want to end it properly on each video. So, and after those first 2 videos, it's going to be 1 video per day, and the third video is actually only 9.5 minutes, but considering the first 2 was equivalent of 40 minutes in total on the first day, and then after that I just continue doing stuff over 10 minutes on accident from timing and everything. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, and that's really close to 10 minutes anyways at 9.5 minutes. So just for an example, I got it up right now. Part 4 will be 11 minutes, part 5 will be 10 minutes 54 seconds, part 6 is 14.5 minutes, almost. It's 14 minutes 26 seconds. That's pretty much 14.5 minutes though, as is the part 1, which is actually also 21 minutes 26 seconds, but that's also pretty much 21.5 minutes. Part 7 is 16 minutes, part 8 is 14 minutes, part 9 is 13 minutes, part 10 is 12 minutes. You get the idea. It's all technically over 10 minutes after part 3. So I try and get 10 minutes and it's just everything's over except for that one video, and mostly because I think I noticed that during recording. I was like, fuck, that felt like it was a little short, probably way too short, and I just extended a little bit more. So let me know what you think about the playthroughs when they return on Wednesday. But for this video, that is the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know with a comment, like, subscribe, and or a share, and I will see you guys in the next video next week, or I'll see you guys on the start of Skyrim on Wednesday. Until then, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.